Mabuhay! My name is Rema and welcome to my art space! And remember the time that I told you I don't like soft pastels? Well, I changed my mind on that. Over a week ago, I was at Pulp and Pigment in White Plains, Quezon City to attend Maestro Julius Legaspi's one-on-one classes on soft pastels. That's like a beginner class for those who are just starting with soft pastels. If you would remember well, I have a video before comparing oil pastels and soft pastels. And I was greatly disappointed with the soft pastels because it was chalky, it was messy, it has the tendency to really have a lot of dusts. But actually, that's really the function of soft pastels. They really have a lot of dusts. However, there's a big difference in the type of soft pastels that you would use. And that's what's one of the things that was covered in the one-on-one class. Maestro showed us the different types of pastels. There's the medium soft pastels, the soft, and the extra soft. And that depends on the binder that's being used on these pastels. Here's one of the things that he pointed out. The quality of the pastels depends on the brand. And one of the brands that he recommended was Rembrandt. It's a really expensive brand, but well, there's a reason that it's expensive because it's quality. Another tip is the paper that you would use. Actually, the type or the quality of paper that you would use in making soft pastel artwork should be rough and textured, but that also depends on the quality or the brand that you need to use. So the recommended brand was Canson. Now, none of these brands are sponsoring us. So we're not saying this because we're sponsored. My maestro is saying these things because these are the brands that he has tested through time. It is not only the brands, it is not only the materials that we need to consider in making those pastels. Maestro also showed us the technique on how to use them. Now, one of the techniques that he showed us are the blending techniques. It could be either pastel on pastel or you blend it with your fingers. Now, in oil pastels, if you would notice, I really don't blend my oil pastels with fingers. I usually blend it with pastel on pastel. But in using soft pastels, you would need to use your finger at most of the times. It's easier to blend with the finger or with the use of the fingers. It was just a beginner's class, but it was jam-packed with information, and it really helped me a lot to understand how pastels would work or should work, and how we should work with them. Although that he had recommended some brands, actually, he encouraged us to carry our own soft pastels. So the ones that I've carried are my own Mungyo, and I bought a new one, which is Toison, or I think that should be French. Toison. But I don't know. I might be wrong. That's the brand that I use, and that's extra soft pastels. He told me that he would use that when using as or when painting highlights. And highlights are usually the last portion of a portrait. On the first surface or on the first layer, you need to use the medium soft, and usually that's the Rembrandt one. As you add layers on your painting, you have to use the extra soft or the softer pastels. And at the last layer, you need to add the extra soft pastel. I would admit that I really enjoyed this class. And I enjoyed smudging my fingers with soft pastels. Just a tip, you need to put like paper or tape beneath your easel because it can really become messy. He recommended putting a tape face up from your easel so that it would catch the soft pastel dust that it would fall from the canvas. And yes, even though they were falling from the canvas, oh man, it feels so heavenly. I don't know why, maybe because I'm with a bunch of people who's also enjoying the process. Also, I got to understand how soft pastels should work and how they should be handled better. It would really help if you have a maestro or an art teacher who would really help you in improving your skill, especially on the medium that you would like to improve on. And for me, that's soft pastels. What's amazing about my maestro, Julius Legaspi, he's really besties with his own soft pastels and he really understands them well. And that's what he's been passing on to us. That's why after this class, as you can see, I made my painting. I enjoyed how it looked like. I enjoyed, even though it's a challenge making the flowers and adding, adding another layer, because the soft pastel dust would fall from the canvas. You'd be scared that you might leave like a hole on the canvas when you're pressuring your soft pastel too much. These are some of the risks, but that means that you have to learn how to be gentle. That's why the following day, literally the following day, Sir Julius held the Traveling Pastel Project session at Gateway Gallery. And of course, me being an active student, I attended that session. Well, in that session, Sir Julius taught, again, of course, pastels. But it's not specifically only on soft pastels. The student who'd go there can either learn oil pastels or soft pastels. Most of the students who were there learned about oil pastels. Only a few of us used soft pastels. So soft pastels were the ones that I did in my painting in that session because I wanted to practice soft pastels. And again, I used my Toison door or Toison Dior or whatever. And the painting that I made was a painting of my friend on the canoe at El Nido. If you remember, I have my adventure video on El Nido and it's up here in my channel if you'd like to check it out. And because I found my new love in soft pastels, girl, besties, I bought my own Rembrandt. Come on, babes! I have to sell my kidney. I'm just kidding. No, what I mean is this is expensive. As I mentioned earlier, this is an expensive brand. So I bought this on sale and it was only about 4,000 pesos. And 4,000 pesos by this time of filming, we're now on November 16, 2025. 4,000 pesos in US dollars is around or almost $68. I think I got a good deal because this should be over 5,000 pesos, the original price. So 5,000 or 6,000 pesos. And again, 5,600 pesos. That's about $95 or almost $95. So yeah, I got a good deal, but I'm not yet using it because let's have a good day, besties. It's new and I don't want to hurt my pastels. Don't worry, there's gonna be a day that I'm gonna use this. As of now, I'm going to try to make one pastel a day. So that's my resolution before New Year. One pastel work a day. Just a small one. And because, as I've told you, I'm enjoying my newfound love for pastels. Not only did I buy Rembrandt, I also bought my own Canson. Canson pad. And this Canson pad actually is the recommended brand for making pastel artwork. And this is Canson Mi-Teintes. Or in Tagalog, we mention it as Mi-Teintes. So Canson Mi-Teintes. So I've started using this, but I've not used it yet with soft pastels. I've used it with oil pastels for now because this is my practice pad. So hopefully by tomorrow or the next day, I'd be able to make soft pastels of this, and I'm gonna review this. So that's all for now, folks. I'm going to go deeper. I'm going to have a deep dive maybe of soft pastels video one day. But for now, let's just do practice. Let's just make pastels artwork one per time. Anyway, that's my video for today. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please click the like button, and if you're here in my channel for the first time, please subscribe, and also click the bell button for notifications on upcoming videos in this channel. This channel is not only tutorials. I also have videos about my art events in the past, and we also have upcoming art events, and I also have interviews with other artists, so stay tuned for that. Again, my name is Rema, and I hope to see you again in the next art space. Bye! Over a week ago, I was at White Plains. I would really suggest you look up for somebody who would help you in improving your work or understanding the medium that you want to excel in. Hey, shut up! Me and my impatience are sometimes too hard to rein in. Like the noise, the motor. Another pastel class, and that's under the traveling pastel. The traveling pastel. Oh wait, peso versus dollar. I bought this on sale. Budol kagad! And just enjoy the process. Even though it's so dirty in the fingers, well babe, sometimes the dirtier it gets, the better it becomes. What kind of proverbs that?